Everyone, welcome back to the channel. All right, today I'm going to talk about the Tesla price increase. Now, one thing before we go into it, nobody knew this, but I actually had an order placed for a 2022 Tesla Model 3 long range, and I placed that order last summer. All right, I'm going to get to reasons why probably nobody's buying their cars, and I'm also going to go into reasons to why the prices are dropped and why did the demand decrease and why did I cancel my order. All right, so let's get started. Alright, so if you're new to the channel, my name is Eddie. I do a lot of DIYs projects. I do BMW content, coding. I do just anything car related, most of it. But like I said, I have the Civic Type R here, it's my daily, and I have a couple of different things I do here on the channel. So I also do, talk about some other stuff. So be sure to check my other videos out if you want to do that. And if you like what you see, think about a subscription. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so the Civic Type R. Now, if you're following the channel for a little bit, you probably know that I worked hard. This has been a car I really wanted to get. But like everything else, gas prices had increased dramatically across the country. And here in California, our gas prices were in the $7 range. So what I was doing, I was spending over $700 a month commuting with this car. And I was just thinking to myself, I think I need to go to electric, like everyone else. So with that being said, when you look at an electric car, there are not many players out there, at least at the time. There are cars that are coming out, but nothing was really released yet. So the car that seemed to fit all the boxes was the Tesla. So I placed my order for the Tesla. I really didn't want to part with the Type R. Don't get me wrong, I love the Type R. But I felt like with the M3, if I had to choose between either one of those, it was a tough pick. I go for the M3 just because M3 is just, it could do what the Type R can do, but it does it more in a luxury car package. And the rear wheel drive fun also adds into it. So that's the reason why I kind of decided if I had to part with one of them, it was gonna be the Type R. So let's get started to why I canceled my order and probably why the demand is going down. All right, so I canceled my order. Well, I placed my order because obviously prices were going up. Demand was going up. People want electric cars. People were like me, were like, I need something that was good. I can't spend it on gas. I need something to charge. Now, yeah, it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money on an electric car, spend $50,000 to save money. But when you're adding it on and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I can't keep going like this over and over and over. And like I said, I can get money back on this Type R. I was really considering it. But as prices are going up, Tesla allows you to place your order. If you place your order, you lock in your price. So it was very nice to have your price locked in. Now, I missed a couple of different waves. I wish I had placed my order back in like 2021 at that certain point, but I did not do that. So I've already missed like 2 price hikes with the Model 3. I really didn't want the performance, but I decided with the long range fit my budget. And I was really considering even change it up and just say, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the performance model. I went ahead and placed the order of June 1st. It was really simple. It was like DoorDash because you're buying direct from manufacturer. So really it was like Apple Pay, put my deposit down, didn't talk to anybody. It was like, okay, here's your confirmation number and we'll let you know when your car's, get ready to go for your pickup. Very simple. So if you, like I said, if you can order Uber Eats, order a DoorDash meal, you can buy a Tesla. It was very simple. And the price is what you see. There was no middleman. I had all my numbers broke down and I was like, this is great. That buying experience was probably the best. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't finish the buying experience. I didn't go to the pickup car, but at least securing the car and going from there. And what Tesla does is they don't mark up their cars because the manufacturer decides they just set the price. So as manufacturers see the demand, individual dealerships can decide based on what they see coming into the showrooms, okay, all our Honda Pilots are high demand right now, and we only have 3 pilots to sell, but we got 10 customers coming in to buy those, they can ask $5,000 more, and the customer probably will pay it, right? They can ask $10,000 more, and depending on the car sets, maybe a customer pay it. Or Type R, for example, a limited production car, it's a specialty car. Someone may come in along and pay the $10,000 to $20,000 premium, adjusted dealer markup. Okay, so the manufacturer, what Tesla does is like Elon, I'm sure, I don't know if it's Elon or whoever is behind the scenes of setting those prices. They say, okay, our cars are really high demand. We can't keep up with the orders. Let's just go ahead and throw our prices up. It's the same thing. So I locked my price in at $55,000, I believe. I think the price went up to $57,000 after I placed my order, and it said I wouldn't take delivery until February of 2023 or November 2022. It gave me a range. I'm like, all right, that at least buy me some time to decide what I really want to do. If I want to go ahead and proceed on with the Tesla, or if I change my mind later, at least if I lose out on it, I lose out on $250. No big deal. That was my deposit, non-refundable. And then went from there. Now I did buy the mobile connector because Tesla wasn't offering mobile connector anymore, so I did pay for that. And I think they were waiting for the car delivery before they even shipped it out, so I never got that anyway. So I canceled my order because they announced the EV tax credit. Okay. Also, there have been a few different EVs that have been released over the past few months, and I have been keeping my eye on those, and I'm thinking to myself, these cars are pretty good. They're doing the range, because like I said, when you want a EV, you don't really want something, for me, I don't want something with 100 miles of range. I checked out the BMW i3. The i3 was cool, but the range was too short for me. You know, I drive 40 miles one way to work, 40 miles plus one way to work, and sometimes that can be more than that, depending on if I can make it back home. I also do call, and sometimes I get called back to work, and you know, if I have to go back and forth, I may not get home to charge in time. Yeah, there are chargers along the way, but if it's not a Tesla, I'm kind of stuck to level 2 chargers, or, you know, depending on the car, if it does Electrify America, I can do that. So I was like, you know what, Tesla's gonna be the best one for me. I had the supercharger network, and it's got a lot of luxury features, and it's quick. It's performance. You know, I can get even the long range. Or sorry, yeah, the long range is still decently quick. Why I decided to cancel was when, like I said, the other EVs, they're given the performance. They provided everything else that Tesla can do, if not equally better. The only thing that they were lacking on was a charging network, and that's where Tesla's advantage is. Now, Tesla started to lose their advantage once they announced that they might open up their superchargers, and they've already trialed us out, and they think they are doing it over in the European countries. Their charging network is open to any EV, and they're gonna do it here in the US. Now, I don't know how they're gonna do it in the US because there's so many Teslas out here, that few drivers of Teslas that rely on networks, that use networks, and I don't think that they can do that comfortably without clogging up having a queue for those chargers. With this, that'll probably be a different video for that one. But I said, okay, if they open up the network, then I don't really want to buy a Tesla, because the main reason that was steering me towards it was the range and the charging network. But BMW i4, great car. I haven't driven one yet. I would like to. I'm trying to look for one to kind of drive. I would probably prefer an M50, but that one has the range that I want. It has the same similar range as the Model 3 Performance. It's got the same 0 to 60s Model 3 Performance. I can get pretty much the same price features as the Model 3 Performance. Only thing I'm missing out on is, actually, I think there's pretty much it, because you can do their basic autopilot, even their enhanced autopilot for Tesla is the same thing as driver assistance pro package on the BMW. BMW does the driver assistance pro. It could do the lane keep assist. It could do the automatic lane change as long as you have your hand on the wheel. And one advantage that it has over Tesla is in low speed below 40 miles an hour. The BMW, just like my wife's X3 and 40i has driver assistance package, can do hands-free driving. Tesla can't do that at 40 miles an hour. You still have to have your hand on the wheel. It has to have some type of torque on the wheel. Now, you can take your hands off intermittently and just touch it briefly in between certain increments, but you cannot just let go and let the car drive for itself. BMW lets you do that up to 40 miles an hour, but beyond that, it turns to the regular. You guys still had to hold. What makes the BMW a little better is it has eyesight. It reads eyesight. Tesla doesn't do that. They have to have. They want some torque on the wheel that no. I think eyesight is better. It prevents people from abusing the system by crawling to the back seat of the car. You know, so on and so forth. Just doing just crazy, stupid things. Just put it around. They're stupid. If you leave your driver's seat and let the car drive for itself, that car is not really full self-driving yet. That's dumb. Okay, so the charging network is they're gonna lose out on that. But one thing that they're doing is they're losing on their features. Okay, now when you buy the EVs, any other EV now, you're gonna get the mobile connector. Okay, Tesla stopped shipping the mobile connector. You gotta buy it extra, and then there's a weight on it, and then there's a chance that you may or may not get it when you get your car. The mobile connector is a charger that you can plug into the 110 outlet. You know, you don't get much charge, maybe 2 miles per hour as it charges, but you also get a level 2 adapter, so you can get, you know, the J1772 adapter. You can plug in any other, you know, like a generic charger. But so yeah, that's one thing. Another part I think they're losing out on is because once those credits were announced, there were other cars that qualified, and there was no Tesla that qualified for that credit. They thought the Model Y was going to qualify for it, but the Tesla Model Y did not qualify unless it's a 7-passenger. For some reason, I don't know why they deemed the 7-passenger as SUV, but the 5-passenger was not an SUV. So that disqualified all the Tesla cars. So Tesla was going to lose sales. Second of all, Tesla started opening up factories. So with the demand, they're trying to increase production, right? They got the factory in Texas. They're trying to like, okay, we need to really boost this up. And then what happened? Gas prices dropped back in the $4 range. At least for us in California, it's better than $7. So when you're in the mid to high fours, well, hold on a second. I don't need this Tesla right now. Especially when the baby was coming, I was like, I don't know. I don't think I want to spend this much money. And I said, I don't think I want to do the Tesla. And considering I made a video talking about some features that I feel like some things they need to improve on in engineering. You know, some things they instead of working on, you know, the full self-driving, you know, prioritize some other things. You know, get that climate control nailed down. Get those auto wipers nailed down. Get even the summon. Summon's a cool feature, but it's buggy. I'd rather have summon than have a full self-driving. I mean, if my car could come to me in a parking lot reliably, not get stuck in the middle of the parking lot, then yeah, I would really consider it. Now you got to think too is, all right, so you're losing your advantage, but their price. When you buy a driver assistance package on any other manufacturer, whether it be BMW, Hyundai, Toyota Cadillac, something else like Super Cruise, driver assistance package, anything else, you're gonna get even Honda. Like I got the Honda Sensing on this, which has lane keep assist. It has adaptive cruise control, and it can sort of drive itself. I mean, it's not as good, but if I let go of the wheel and I can intermittently, you know, touch it and let the car know I'm here, it'll track itself down the lane and kind of steer. So this is standard on that car. This was a $1,300 option on this BMW. But on Tesla, yeah, you get the autopilot standard, but to get the lane change, you got to spend $6,000. If you want full self-driving, guess what? It was initially what? I think they keep going in price. Last time I checked, it was $12,000. They went to $15,000. $15,000 to get a self-driving that's not even fully developed yet, still in beta status. So that they overpriced a lot of the things that other manufacturers are starting to really catch up on. Tesla was leading edge. They were leading edge back in 2017. I mean, you're like, okay, what car can do these things? That can change lanes on its own and do those other things. I know they're working on it, but I think some people are just getting tired of false promises by Elon and everything else that's been going on. And I think they're just sort of losing, like, realize that Tesla isn't as great as it was when it first came out, because the technology from other manufacturers are caught up, if not exceeded. All right, let me give you an example. Another example. Cybertruck. Where's Cybertruck? We've been promised Cybertruck for a long time. He's still taking deposits, so he's still taking the money, but he hasn't provided the truck. I'm not putting a deposit down on a truck that hasn't even been provided yet, but I'm sure that that money is being used to develop the truck. All right. So what did he do in that when he released that video? He showed that Cybertruck pulling a F-150 backwards in a tug of war, dragging that truck, looking like a toy. And what did Ford do? Ford came up, made them electric truck. Nice electric truck. Ford Lightning. Here comes another manufacturer, Rivian. Rivian was coming out. Rivian came out to the game, beat Tesla to the punch. Nice truck. So people are losing faith. People are like, it's not really that. I think it's just there's other options out there that are available. The people like me were canceling orders. Because I could tell, I remember I told you my delivery point was February to November. When the gas prices dropped and when they announced the credits and things, my queue went from November, October, all the way till September. And I was like, hold on a second, we're about 2 weeks away. I'm not ready to part with this car yet. I don't think I run a Tesla at this point. And I started getting cold feet, and I realized if I'm getting cold feet now, I shouldn't be spending $50,000 on another car. So canceled order. Yeah, I lost $250 for that, but I feel I don't have any regrets. And now with the price, everything else going on, with everything happening, it's no brainer. Another part that Tesla was doing, they had deleted their radar car. Their auto cars, they're using radar sensors. So your radar is, I think, is key for having any car that can do adaptive cruise control or any type of, yeah, you can have vision, you can have cameras up on the windshield and cameras on the side, the B pillars and things. But having a radar sensor right here or anywhere in the car adds a little bit of redundancy. Like, okay, a radar can see through a fog, right? Radar can see through inclement visibility. A radar on some cars, like Nissan, some radar sensors can go underneath the car in front of it and look ahead, one car ahead. But when they went to the vision only system, okay, I can get blinded by light. These cameras can get blinded by light. If I'm driving in direct sunlight, any one of these cars with for collision warning, anything like that, they will chime at you if the sun is setting and it's right there. That your for collision warning is not going to be active at this point, and usually it glitches maybe like 20-30 seconds until the vision system can kind of click back in. So if a car is fully relying on vision, you can't tell me that's going to be reliable. So deleting that and deleting parking sensors, simple things that work. Parking sensors work. They're trying to cut money, save money, right? So how can a park? I mean, this is technology that works. You pull up on something. If I pull up to the garage door, the wall, the sensors are going to know right away. Well, if my windshield's dirty, yeah, the sensor can be dirty, but you have more than one sensor. You only have maybe have a couple of different sites and stuff that on the side. I just think that you're finding what works and you're trying to save money and cut costs but still rate prices. And I think it's finally caught up to them to the point where they have to do something. So now they're lowering prices, and there are some people who are getting upset about it. Now, let me ask you, but those people who are getting upset, think about it. Were they upset when they locked the price in and Tesla raised prices, but they locked in? No, those people were like, oh, guess I'm glad I got in while I could. And those people, I'm sorry, they had to pay the higher price, but yeah, I'm lucky. I only had to pay $50,000 for my car. Now, when it went the other direction, they're like, hold on a second. So yeah, I mean, I'm not wrong. I won't be upset if it happened to me. If I felt like if I bought my car and it dropped, 10% in value before I even drive off the lot, like I felt like, okay, something's wrong, but there's no markup. There's no, there's no markup. So yeah, you have to expect that when the demand comes down, just like markups go away on cars, then the prices come down just like anything else. So yeah, they didn't do markup, but they also didn't, they can adjust the prices. Now, if I bought the Type R for high markup, and then someone else comes along and the man comes down and someone gets it for a sticker price, I can't get mad and be like, because I was the one that paid for the markup and I willingly paid for it. So to me, it was hard for me to value the car for where it was. I decided to not get it. Some people who still jumped on the thing and wanted to get the car, that's on them. It sucks, but it's the market now. I think for a business aspect, it is not good for business. It's not good for the instill confidence in the other buyers, because now they're buyers who are gonna want to buy a car, not knowing if the manufacturer's gonna adjust the price. That sucks. That sucks. For me, it made me think for a second that I want a Tesla, but I was like, no, I don't want the Tesla. At least I'll probably get a used one. If I were to do it at this point, it'll be used. Like I'm talking like 2021 model, because at least that one still has the radar sensors. It still has the equipment before Tesla stop deleting all that stuff with the higher price. Now those people who are trying to sell those cars, who originally were trying to send the dealerships who were sitting on those cars for like $60,000, oof, those cars aren't gonna move, because right now the order is showing that those cars are readily available, and if I place an order now, I'll have the car probably by this month or not early February. So the demand is calmed down quite a bit. I think it's just the competition has just kicked up there. So it's just like anything else. The Tesla is getting long in the tooth. It's been several years that the Model 3 hasn't had any major makeover. The Model Y, yes, it's fairly new, but the Model Y looks like a pregnant Model 3. And the same thing goes for the Model X. Model X looks like a pregnant Model S, and then they just look like the same cars. The cars look the same going down the road. There's 4 colors you can choose from. It's too simple, too common, and there's nothing different. Separate yourself. Even if you go for a performance car of a Tesla, it doesn't look like a performance car. It just looks like a car with bigger wheels and red brakes. And before, you kind of think, okay, this person who bought the performance wants the performance. They're a performance driver. They kind of maybe stood out a little bit more. You knew that driver was an EV, but they like that person. But the exclusivity of having performance is kind of gone out the window, especially with the demand of the long range and those cars being such a long wait time. I think at one point the Model Y long range was a year out. So people were just ordering the performance models. Not that they wanted the performance models, but they were buying the performance model just to get a car sooner, because it was only within a month or two. So those drivers you see majority on the road, but they don't drive. They don't really care for the speed. They just want the car for the range, and they realize the range was that much different. They change the wheels and whatever, it goes from there. And I think the brand's diluted, and it just feels like things need to just be revamped and redone, because we're just kind of doing the same over and over and over again. And nothing's really improved. Tesla, I think overall, I talk to people who like Tesla. People who really like it, or they don't like it. You don't really find people in between that will consider one. It's either they love it or they don't. Some people, and I think it just goes for the techie side that likes it, and then you got some people who are just seeing like this car is just too plain looking. They want something that looks different, something apart from the rest of the crowd. So, but anyway, like those things I mentioned before, lower fuel prices. I think that's EVs and stuff in general. I think the false promises from Elon, I think removing of features, I think that's another thing. I think the competition of having these are the cars at your price point, because it said $15,000 to get a full self-driving car, or even just a basic driving assistance on the car that can park itself, like I said, a parking assistance, when a regular car parking assistance costs maybe $900 on parking assistance, and then you got $1,300, $2,000 all in on most cars, and then Tesla's charging $6,000. So I think just overpriced, fuel prices lower, and I think it's just people are just running out of money. And I said, it's not just Tesla alone. A lot of the manufacturers, a lot of cars that sell this load. So that's why I canceled my order. I don't foresee myself in the future ordering another Tesla. I think if I were going to do it, I think honestly, I probably would get the i4. Just need to drive one to confirm. I think i4 is cool. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, if you like the video, think it's helpful, or if you got like the information that I provided, just give me a thumbs up and just helps the video kind of get promoted a little bit. And thanks for watching.